Hey y'all, my name's Mare. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about the 5 young adult fantasy series that I want to read this year. If you're looking for more series to start in 2023, these are all completed, no need to worry. Hopefully these are some good book recommendations for you if you are a YA fantasy reader such as myself. I haven't read any of these. These are definitely on the TBR. They're high priority and I'm just excited to talk about them all with you today. So the very first book that I'm hoping to read this year is Spin the Dawn, and this is pitched as Project Runway meets Mulan. This is a duology and it follows a young woman named Maya who actually enters this competition to be a dressmaker, and to do so she has to disguise herself as a man. So there's a hidden identity trope in this book, and she is already feeling like super overwhelmed by the competition, and she starts to feel that she is completely out of her league when she has to complete this task of creating 3 dresses for the bride to be of the king. So this one has lots of Chinese culture. It's got forbidden romance. It seems like it's got a lot of interesting magic to it. I like a hidden identity trope as well. So just the fact that this is compared to Mulan makes me really excited. I've heard great things about this and I love me a good duology, so I'm super excited to read this one this year. The next series that I really need to start at some point this year is embarrassing because it's been on my TBR for so long and I talk about it in every video that I'm just so excited to read it. And if you're so excited to read it, Meredith, then why haven't you just pick up the dang book and read it? It's not that hard, but apparently it is, because even with a super awesome compelling synopsis, I just haven't picked this one up yet, and that's totally on me. But mark my words, 2023 will be the year for me to read The Gilded Wolves. So this one is compared to Six of Crows a lot, which is a super popular young adult fantasy novel, if you don't know. And it's got a heist mission and a gang of unlikely heroes that have to work together to complete the heist. And this one is really intriguing to me because it's also been compared to The Last Magician series, which is a series I hold near and dear to my heart. I haven't finished it yet, but I love the first 2 books in the series and I love the characters from that world, so I'm hoping I can get some of that in The Gilded Wolves. And what's really intriguing to me about The Gilded Wolves is that it's set in a historical time. So it's set in, I believe, 1819 Paris. So I have a feeling that the setting is just going to be so intriguing to read about, and just to also see the heist mission come to life. I love a good heist in books, so super excited for this one, and this is a trilogy. The next book on my list of series to start in 2023 is also kind of embarrassing because it's been on my TBR for a very long time. If you actually watched my oldest books on my TBR video, one of the books on there, so she's been sitting on my shelf for a while, and it's not the book's fault. Again, it's completely my own. It does sound so interesting and I'm so excited to get to it, but when a book has such a compelling synopsis, sometimes it's intimidating because you're worried you're gonna love it and that nothing is ever going to be the same again. And that is Crown of Feathers, and this one is about Phoenix riders. So in the past, in this kingdom, there were Phoenix riders, and these 2 sisters break apart their kingdom essentially, and so now there are no longer riders and they have to hide in secret. In the future, there are 2 sisters who once again break apart. I believe they're like separate instances, but I'm not completely sure. One of these sisters, Veronica, is a war orphan and she's separated from her sister, and she sets out on this mission to find the riders who have gone into hiding. But unfortunately her sister shows up along the way and it causes lots of trouble. This one also has hidden identity as well, so Veronica has to dress as a boy as well. So it's interesting that I have 2 books like that on this list, but I just like that trope. I think it's a fun time. Super excited about this one. I love hidden identity. I love people going on journeys. I love a good quest moment, and this just sounds like it's going to be super fun. The next book on this list is the Guinevere Deception, and this is a King Arthur retelling. So the Arthurian legend with King Arthur and Merlin and the Knights of the Round Table, that's all gonna be in this book, and I'm going to love it. I love King Arthur. I love the Arthurian legend. I watched Merlin growing up. I was all about it. I read Avalon High. I watched the movie. I am obsessed with anything King Arthur related or inspired. Legendborn is also one of my favorite books, so I just love the Knights of the Round Table. I think it is such a fun story to live time and time again, and the Guinevere Deception is hopefully going to be no exception. And what intrigues me about this one is actually that it's going to be focused on Guinevere. So a lot of other Arthurian legend retellings that I've read from don't focus on Guinevere. She's always included, but she's not the main character. So in this book, Guinevere comes to Camelot to marry King Arthur, and not only is she going to be his betrothed, but she's also going to be his bodyguard because there are people after him and she is sworn to protect him. But she also has this hidden identity, and she is a changeling. So I don't know too much of what that means, but I know she's an outsider. She's not from Camelot, and she's gonna have these secrets that she has to hide in order to protect herself, while she also has to protect King Arthur. This is just gonna be a good time. I have a feeling I'm going to really enjoy this one. And in one of my last videos, someone commented that some of the books that I had talked about reminded them of the Guinevere Deception, so that definitely reignited my interest and put this one back on my radar that I need to read it in 2023. The very last book on this list is Havenfall. So this one already has my bookmark in it because she is on the docket. She is lined up, ready to go. I am so excited to start this book because it sounds so good. Havenfall is about this mysterious inn, and this inn is actually meant to be a safe house between different realms that all have magic. And there's this young woman named Maddie who goes to this inn every summer. Her uncle owns it, and she's always dreamed of taking over his position, and this is just the place she goes to escape. There is some trauma that she's going through. Her mother is accused of killing her brother, and she goes to this inn. But this summer when she goes to visit, a body mysteriously turns up, and she learns that this inn actually might have some dark secrets. Super interesting synopsis. Like, it sounds like this inn has magical abilities and that this place is going to be just super important for the story, and that's one of my favorite tropes. I love when there's a place itself that has magical abilities and that's not like a person or like an outside force. It is a physical location that can affect these people, and its magic will impact these characters. So I'm just so excited. I love all the things that I just mentioned, like in books. It just sounds like this book was perfectly crafted for me. I just love when books include inns in general, and so the fact that this inn is going to have these magical powers sounds super promising to me. So definitely excited to read this soon. It's probably going to be the one from this video that I pick up first. Those are my 5 young adult fantasy series that I am hoping to start in 2023. Let me know if you've read any of these, what you think of them. Should I remove some of them from my TBR? Should I add some to my TBR? Let me know what books you are hoping to start in 2023, what YA fantasy series are on your radar. I would love to know. Let's chat about them in the comment section. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I am loving coming back to my roots and just talking about young adult fantasy because that's really what my channel started as, and we've come full circle here, and I really love that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, comment down below your favorite YA fantasy series, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye y'all.